Hi everybody, welcome back to Healing with Love. Thank you so much for joining me. So today we have a highly requested Reiki video. This is Reiki for heartache and heartbreak. I've actually done something close to it, which is Reiki for grief, and in the grief video I did incorporate heartbreak because the grief was about, letting go and healing the heart. And I guess heartache and heartbreak are very similar. So we are going to just work on this today. For those of you that requested it, it's been requested for I think the past year. I just wasn't in a space to do it, and I'm in a space to do it now. So join me. Now, before we begin, I would like you to say out loud or in your head, I accept this Reiki from Maricela. And we're going to take 3 deep mindful breaths from the root up to the crown. Hold. And we're going to just pull it in from our stomach, right in the diaphragm. Okay, one last one. Okay, now we're going to begin. I'm going to just begin with, as always, I like to begin with the root chakra because we like to get to the root of things. And, a lot of heartache, heartbreak has to do with the root chakra in the sense of, fear of being alone, fear of not finding love again, fear of the separation. Just a lot of fear-based stuff and a lot of trusting the universe that letting go is the best thing for you. So we're going to start with 3 pings on the bowl. Just to kind of clear the space, and then I'm going to do some symbols, okay? This will reach you in all dimensions of time and space. Hoshase Shanin, Hoshase Shanin, Hoshase Shanin. Okay, so we got 1 ding. Now we're going to do 2 more. Breathe it in. Okay. Just going to light a little sage just to clear out any attachments that we may have to people, places, experiences, situations, the past, right? We want to clear out the past because we want to live in the present. And though memories are great, sometimes they keep us stuck. So, sometimes in relationships, we tend to remember the good times and we forget about the reason we broke up to begin with, right? The reason that the heartache, this is a relationship heartache, heartbreak video. If you want about the grief one, I will link it below. But so let's talk about this, right? The attachments to, remembering the good times. And, when people pass away, yes, we remember the good times. But in relationships, there's a reason why we broke up, right? It was not beneficial to our growth. It was no longer of our matching frequencies. And I always tell people, I always say, that we are vibrating, right? We are, on a frequency. And as we progress and we grow, some people grow with us and we stay on the same frequency, and some people fall away. And, no one is better or worse than the other, but, it's just no longer aligned. So You know, sometimes we're vibing together, and then all of a sudden we're vibing separately. So when we look at it that way, it's easier for us to release and let go, because, you know, they're just going on their journey. They're flowing. So we're going to be flowing in this journey, okay? So now I'm going to clear out just going to comb the aura, and we're just going to clear out any energy blocks that are keeping us from releasing in a healthy way. I know a lot of people get stuck. I've been there many moons ago during heartbreak and heartache, and you know, you can stay stuck there, you know, playing the what if game. What if I had done this differently, or what if this would have been differently, or what could I have done to save this? We gotta let that go. Everything is divinely in order. It's almost like energetic hoarding, right? Some people like to hold on, and that doesn't allow for new energy to flow in. So let's just go from the root. Breathe it in. We're going to move up to the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. I'm going to bring a column of light. I'm going to ask for the blue flame and the violet flame to just come down, and it's going to encompass you like a cocoon. So we're bringing that energy and that light. Saint Germain, Archangel Michael. Just bring that column of light surround your energy field. Okay. Feeling it in my throat. Okay, now we're gonna go through the chakras. Okay, so we're gonna start immediately with Apache tear, and usually I use Apache tear for grief, and sometimes breakups can be a grief. You know, divorces, breakups, etc. It's somebody that we spent a large amount of our life and our time with, and so to say goodbye is very heartbreaking, and it's difficult to let go. And sometimes we just hold on out of fear. Fear, like I said, fear of separation, fear of being alone, trust. Sometimes it's control issues, right? So we're going to start immediately with ruby and Apache tear. And the ruby is to allow you to trust. Sometimes in heartache, you know, we have been hurt, and it's difficult for us to trust again. And once we acknowledge that everything was meant to be and everything happened as it was meant to happen, whether this is a karmic debt that we are being repaid, or this is a lesson for us to help others, that's always has a purpose. There's never not a reason. So we're going to get the Apache tear to kind of soothe the lower vibrational attachment and energy to things that no longer serve us. Apache tear understands. It cries with you. Crying is very healing. I recommend it. I recommend journaling. We'll get to that. But crying and drinking lots of water. Okay, we're going to move on to the sacral. Sometimes we have sexual attachments to those, right? You know, in certain situations, sometimes that's all that keeps us with them, is that sexual attraction. So this is to clear that energy in the sacral chakra that keeps us attached. And this is also going to clear out any relationships from the past, you know, energy exchange. When we have sexual relations with others, we exchange our energy, and sometimes we hold on to that energy for far too long. So this is going to come in, and it's going to just clear out any of that. And it's going to give you creative, you know, it's going to spark that creative fire within you. The best, you know, this is great for writing. So, you know, writing and journaling. Some of the greatest love songs were written during heartbreak, you know. Some of the greatest movies were written, inspired by heartbreak. So use that heartbreak and heartache to inspire you to create. And if you don't have to share it with anybody, maybe it could just be for you. Artwork, you know, writing, etc. Okay, And this is the little Nemo. I always called it the little Nemo, and I always say it's to help you remember your divinity and what you deserve. You are worthy of so much more. Okay, and we got a couple more here. We've got the Sunset Aura Quartz, and we've got Tiger's Eye. Now, we got the Sunset Aura Quartz to help us channel our childlike nature again, to play again. You know, sometimes we find it hard to laugh and, you know, hard to play, hard to create. So this is going to help us to just go back to the times where we didn't, you know, we were free of relationship drama, right? We were free of that heartache. And the Tiger's Eye is for courage. The courage to, you know, move forward, maybe into a new relationship, right? So we got the Tiger's Eye, and we've got the Ruby to help us to have courage to move forward and fearlessly, okay? And sometimes this is about control, right? Sometimes a lot of the, you know, what I've, in my experience from doing this work and working with people that have gone through relationship heartaches, a lot of them, it's the control issue, right? They want to control the situation, and somebody leaving them is not part of their narrative. So this is about letting go of control, letting go of them. Right? So this gives you strength to move forward on your own, because there are bigger and better things out there for you. Okay, now we're gonna get to the big guns here. We got rhodochrosite, we got rhodonite. I love the rhodonite, it always looks like a yin-yang heart. We've got rose quartz, of course. I think I've had this rose quartz for about 25 years. Unakite, boop, and we've got malachite, and we've got emerald. Now, you don't need crystals. It's all about the intention. I just like to use them and facilitate them and work with them, because when I hold them or when I touch them, I kind of feel their purpose, right? So all these crystals here are for the heart. They're for heart healing. They're for compassion, having empathy. Compassion, empathy, and jealousy. You know, sometimes seeing the person that we once loved in another relationship can be hard to handle. So, but that's because we compare ourselves. So we're bringing in the rhodochrosite for self-love, that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of amazing relationships, right? And the same with the unakite. So I'm just going to place them all right here in front of me. We're going to work with the unakite and the rhodochrosite. You are worthy of great love. If somebody leaves, or if you have to break up with somebody, it's okay. I think a lot of people get stuck in, you know, feeling of that was my soulmate, or that was my twin flame, or, you know, those things, and it leaves no room for new relationships, because we're constantly waiting or pining on those old things that no longer serve. So we want to live in the present moment and leave space for new people to enter. When we finally begin to love ourselves in a deep and profound way, that same love comes into our lives, whether this is through friendships, relationships, you know, business, etc. Co-creating with others, you allow those great things to enter. And malachite is also a great stone as well. That's this one right here. So this also heals the grief of letting go, right? We want to let go. And this is going to lead us right into the next crystal, which is kyanite and black kyanite. Letting go. These both crystals are for letting go, allowing and saying, I understand that I have to let this go. I always talk about this photo where the guy is, you know, holding on to a rope and it's cutting off the circulation to his arm. And if he would just let go of the rope, the circulation would flow again back into his arm and his hand would be healthy. And that's the same with these kinds of relationships, right? And it just was 444 on the clock right here when I saw it. So this is about building solid foundations for the future, right? And learning and teaching. So this is about learning from these relationships, taking the lessons with us and letting them go. There's no need to hold on to them, and no beating yourself up about it, right? If you were cheated on or if you were the cheatee, we all make mistakes. Let it go. You don't have to forgive. But I always say, when you forgive, two souls are set free. But you don't have to forgive. Whatever you want to do, this is your journey. Don't let anybody make you feel or force you to do things that you're not energetically ready for. Okay? Just like this video. This is just a suggestion. This is just to remove the energy, and then eventually you decide what you want to do with that. If you want to continue pining or returning to a relationship, or, that's up to you. I'm just here to help, to support. I'm here to support you. Whatever your decision, you are loved unconditionally. So letting go, you are free. And it was 5:55 on the clock there. So, now we're moving on to Lapis Lazuli. Lapis Lazuli is for the third eye. And let's get back to Kyanite real quick. Whoa, it's windy. Let's get back to Kyanite before I get back into this one. I just want to talk about self-expression, expressing yourself, right? So sometimes we don't express ourselves the way we want to, or we didn't get to say what we wanted to say. I always recommend letters, There's no loss in translation when you write a letter. Everything's there that you want to say, and nobody's interrupting you. And sometimes you don't even have to send the letter. You can burn the letter. So expressing yourself, it's okay to express yourself and talk about it, right? Self-expression. So this goes along with sacral and throat, carnelian, kyanite. Okay, so getting back to Lapis Lazuli, this is for the third eye. This is to allow us to see clearly. Sometimes we live in a delusion. When our third eye is overactive, we can live in a delusion of relationships and what they actually are. And we see them as more than they are. Maybe over-romanticizing a relationship that's not great. I know a lot of people that do that. I personally know their relationships. And they romanticize their relationships online, not expressing the true nature of it. And that's fine, however you want to portray yourself online. But, this is allowing you to speak truthfully and see the truth. So these two together, you're going to see the truth of the relationship. No more romanticizing things. No more delusions, right? One of my favorites, the Egyptians. Used to love this one. It's great for intuition too. Okay, so trusting your gut, your intuition. We're gonna go here, these two right here. This is why the Egyptians used this color combination. If you notice, these colors they used a lot because it was for trusting your intuition. Blue. Okay, and then we're gonna get to the crown. So bringing back that beautiful selenite. I actually have this one as well that I want to use, crystal quartz. Bring these two together, a little pyramid. Speaking of the Egyptians, now I understand. That's immediately what I'm getting, right? Understanding why the relationship broke down, understanding what I need to do to move forward. Everything is connected. There is no separation, right? Even though you break up with somebody, the love is still there, but you just move on. You separate. No attachments, right? And the crown chakra, the way you open the crown chakra is you let go of attachments. So letting go of relationships that no longer serve you, etc. Habits, things, right? Addictions. So we're gonna just remember that we are all one anyway. Everything is a learning lesson, everything is an experience, and dang, are we grateful for it, right? We are so grateful. Put this right here. Stir it up. Okay, and I want to do a little tuning fork real quick, just because the 528 is all about the heart chakra and the higher heart chakra, loving ourselves so deeply, but also loving everybody else. So, you know, using these two together. Opening up that heart chakra. That self-love. I'm not sure why it's not doing its thing today. Breathe. Moving that up. Right in the heart. You are worthy of great love. Be compassionate. Let's say if somebody really hurt you, understand that it could be a karmic relationship, and you know, this was your learning lesson. Are you the victim? Or are you empowered by saying, yeah, I chose that? You know, you get to choose if you're the victim or if you are empowered by it. And you can still be the victim in the sense that you were victimized, but are you going to live in that energy forever? You are stronger than that. Okay. Let's just smooth the aura. You are trusting and loving, but also, I always say, be, you know, love and light, but also don't take anybody's shit. Right? Let's fluff that aura out. Bring it in from the universe. You are love. You deserve great love. Don't settle for less than you deserve. With great love comes great pain. That's the price we pay for love. Putting my hand on your heart. Right on your heart. Just breathe it in. Thank you. Namaste, everybody.